You guys may have heard the saying, sitting is the new smoking. It really is becoming true. So as much as we can do to counteract that is extremely helpful and something that we can do right now. I also counsel patients to, if they don't want to do the stretches, walk to the bathroom and walk to the furthest bathroom away. Take the stairs, park a little bit further away from your office, et cetera. Just easy fixes that you can bring in every day.
This is what I try to infuse in others who are afraid to physically move themselves, that we have this great honor and ability with our bodies, and we need to do that. And I am also mentally and creatively a much more effective person when I've moved myself. I'm not fun to be around when I don't. I follow that up with clean nutrition, because once I've trained myself, I want to put the nutrients in. This is the surest way. Cancer is a disease of malnutrition. We do not have to accept a fate of illness and disease as we age. We don't have to accept this at all. Self-care is the new healthcare. What we put in our bodies is a choice, and those choices can be excellent choices guided by beautiful teachers who will help us get to a place of optimal health. Once again, that's our birthright.
You know, there's so much research going on right now about the interaction of mind, body, and particularly the impact of different kinds of tools that can help us with stress reduction and how that can affect our bodies and minds, and especially the interaction of health and well-being, and how that actually what we do with our minds matter. You know, if you spend all of your time distracted and stressed out and running like a hamster on a hamster wheel, it's going to have a physical impact on our bodies.
100%. I do not believe that we can make any physical and health changes in our body until we recognize what the greatest cloud is, the greatest perpetrator of disease, which is sugar. In fact, the AHA just came out and said that, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't fat that was ruining your arteries and giving you heart disease. In fact, it's been sugar all along. Now imagine this. You've got your pipes. These are the inside of your blood vessels. And sugar is like glass, shards of glass. And as the sugar passes through your blood system, it puts minute scrapes inside all of your blood vessels. What is the bandage for fixing injury within the body? Cholesterol. So we've been screaming at cholesterol, but that's like screaming at the fireman for showing up to put the fire out. It's not his fault. So when I'm talking about sugar, I'm talking about refined carbohydrate. I'm talking about frankenfoods, foods that have been manufactured by man, never seen before in history of mankind. Body doesn't know how to deal with it. And in fact, these foods are body destroying rather than body building. So when we eat these refined, engineered, chemically laden products, they actually steal from our minerals and organs. They diminish the strength of the skeletal system. They diminish our organs and our ability to have a robust immune system, and we become less instead of more.
You want to think about, when you're thinking about your sugars, a balanced sugar. So an apple,
Right.
fantastic. With the skin, you're getting tons of fiber, so you don't get that shot of sugar as she described.
I want you to start thinking about things like carbohydrate, that found in fruits and vegetables and some grains. I want you to think about it in combination with fat, because fat is like pumping the brakes in your car. You don't want to have a load of sugar, natural or otherwise, in your body, because it will do this. Mm-hmm. And then it spikes your blood sugar levels or your insulin levels, and then you come down, and then up and down. And this is the greatest indicator of obesity. So fat is how you pump the brakes. Always eat your fruits and grains and vegetables with fat. Fat's not the bad guy, it's the good guy.
So really we're talking about how do we live our life in the present moment. Not lost in the past, not lost in the future. But what mindfulness does is it invites us into the present moment in a way to learn to be with things as they are. Mm-hmm. And it helps us reduce stress because we're not lost in the past, lost in the future, in that anxiety, in the sadness, the grief, the anger. We're just here right now.
If you can find some mindfulness or some meditation to do before sleep, that's really helpful to bring the nervous system down. The biggest thing that we can do is put our phones away, the iPads. If you have a television in the bedroom, pretend like it's not there. Pretend like it's just a mirror. No iPads in bed watching Empire or whatever it may be. But really, you want to get away from any of those electronic devices for at least an hour. before you go to bed, because even if you do fall asleep, your brain's not actually asleep. And we need our brains to have that time to restore.
Mindfulness is also a quality of attention we can bring to any moment in our day. So we can have mindfulness when we're walking, or when we're talking with another person, or when we're brushing our teeth or doing the dishes. So for me, doing the dishes mindfully, it's actually a really powerful practice that I do. So I could be doing the dishes and I can be thinking about the 20 things I have to do, which is typically how people do it. You're worrying about this, thinking about that. Or I can be doing the dishes and just be right there with the dishes, connected, present in my body, feeling the warmth, noticing the sensations, having some gratitude and appreciation for life. If you can bring your mind fully to this present moment, there's more happiness. The research also shows that it actually can change our brains. So the more that you practice these types of tools, our brains thicken, especially in the area of what's called the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for executive functioning, emotional regulation, delayed gratification, flexible thinking, working memory. These thicken in people who practice these types of practices over time.